Hi guys, welcome back to Comachero's channel on YouTube. Just got another little acquisition here. Picked up this nice little Taurus TCP. I've had it to the range a couple times, put about 150 rounds through it. So far, seems like a great little gun. I gotta say that out of those 150 rounds, I have had not one failure to feed, eject, any issues whatsoever. No malfunctions. I'm pretty impressed with the little pistol. It shoots real well, really slim, lightweight, easy to conceal. I do have to make a comment about the reliability though. I know that if I probably would have taken this to the range the way that I bought it, I may have had some issues. I had to do a little work to the feed ramp. You'll see I polished the barrel hood there and the barrel as well. All these weapons are safety checked prior to filming, of course, so I'm going to drag you through that. But it's turning out to be a real nice little handgun. 380 caliber, a little snappy on the recoil as most 380s are. The sights are nothing spectacular, but I have found out about 10 yards, if you just put that front sight there on your target and pull the trigger, you're going to hit pretty much wherever that front sight is. It's pretty much dead on for point shooting. Great little pistol so far, really like it. I'm going to go ahead and show you how easy it is to field strip this thing. Hopefully it'll be easy. You just lock the thing back, get your takedown lever or pin here, pull it out, release, forward. There you go. Got the frame grip assembly right there. I like the full-length guide rails in there. You know, you'll see a lot of these little guns, a lot of the larger ones for that matter, will have, you know, just two about that long up here and, you know, two more in the back. This is really nice to have those full-length guide rails. I think that will probably end up giving it a little extra durability in the long run. Anyway, you gotta watch out for that spring and guide rod assembly. It's free in there, so if you're not careful, you can shoot that guide rod right across the room. It's got a double set of recoil springs here. You see one inside, smaller inside the larger, on top of your guide rod. I'm sure that probably helps with the recoil a little bit. I don't know, they're all kind of snappy to me in this size of handgun, so whatever. Anyway, you can see what I did here. I polished that barrel hood. I polished the barrel a little bit, kind of took some of the machining marks out. Really polished the feed ramp here. Well, it's not too good of a picture, but down this side when I first got it, I had some really nasty metal protruding into here. I mean, it wasn't rough or anything. It was just like the feed ramp hadn't been machined properly. I'd go through there and work on that with my Dremel and a couple of little Kratex bullets I had here to work that out. But I went through, I broke all the edges in the areas that you can break edges on. I polished about everything I could polish to reduce the friction. I went through a lot of these areas here, and there's a couple good places on the web, on a couple internet forums that'll show you some of the places you can break edges. Do it carefully and make sure you don't go wild with it, but it does a nice job of making the weapon a little smoother and a little more reliable. But like I said, I didn't even go out and fire it before I went through and polished everything up and got this little guy ready to go, and I was just nothing but impressed out at the range. I had a box of independent ammunition, which I've heard has a reputation of not being too great in some of these little guns. In the 380, it rocked and rolled all the way through the box on that, and then I got some of that spear lawman and fired a box of that, and I fired some of the Remington Golden Saber defensive rounds through it, and it ate them up like candy and just kept going. So for a nice little pocket pistol, I would highly recommend this little Taurus TCP. Go ahead and put the pin back in here. It can be a little bit of a trick. I found if you push down on the barrel hood a little bit, press that slide back and lock it up, then you can line that hole up in there as it's supposed to be. Get that pin down in there. Do that quick and easy. Anyway, a couple other features I wanted to mention before I pack it up here. Something I really like about this little 380, and I looked at a few of the other ones and they didn't have the same option. I love the slide lock here. Really cool, man. If you got to do anything to this weapon, you can lock that sucker back open and work on it, whatever you want to do, and you don't have to try and hold the thing back there like a lot of them. And if you were to have a malfunction and you're trying to clear a malfunction, it sure is a lot nicer to be able to lock that thing back in place and drop your magazine rather than having to try and hold it back here and drop the mag and do all that. Another thing I like about it, the magazine release is just about perfect in my opinion for a weapon like this. It doesn't drop the magazine too easily as you know you're carrying it. I don't worry about that, but it drops that mag quick and it drops it well, and it's free falling. I like that. Oh yeah, another thing I really like, Taurus doesn't cheap out anyway. They give you 2 magazines with the gun. I like that. A couple of the other ones are kind of suck when it comes to that. I think if you're gonna give or sell a handgun, you ought to at least give 2 magazines, if not more. Of course, I'd like a whole box of them, but you ought to be able to at least have a backup or a spare mag, even with something like this. It's going to be a pocket pistol. That's just me, but you know, that's my opinion on it. You know, you spend some good money to get something like this. Although I got to say the price point on this was great. I got it on sale for $250 at my local Sportsman's Warehouse, and I was really happy with that. I've paid a lot more for some guns and really gotten hosed, but this isn't one of them. I really think the bang for the buck, this is a great little weapon. Trigger pull on it, it's not real light, but it's not heavy by any means either, and it's smooth. It's long, but it's smooth, and I find I have no difficulty even going from my Glock over to the Taurus on that. I don't know why. It's almost kind of a natural feeling for me for that trigger. Maybe because I started shooting revolvers as a youngster, and you know, as I got older, got into the semi-autos. But you know, I actually like the trigger, and I think it's perfect for a weapon like this that you're going to keep in your pocket or toss into a handbag or something. You're not going to really worry about that trigger getting snagged on something and going off. There is no manual safety on this, so that trigger kind of works in that aspect to give you a little extra warning there before you hit the bang zone. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it on the TCP. Oh, you know what I'll do here before I go to? I think this video is getting a little longer than I was planning, but I'm going to drag out the old Glock 19 here, and we'll just take a look at it. If you'll hold on a second, I'll move my camera up a little bit here, and we'll see if we can get a better view. Anyhow, here we go. A little comparison. Here's the TCP compared to the Glock 19. Big difference there. You can't toss that 19 in the pocket, although I'd rather have that in my hand if I had to go for something. But if you got no other choice and you can't carry the larger weapon, that little TCP sure is a handy little gun. Also, I imagine that'd make a great little backup gun if you're a police officer or somebody who needs to carry a backup gun. You have an extra 6+1 in the chamber there. Load it with some good defensive ammunition, and I think that'd be a viable option there for a little little backup gun. Anyway, just a quick review, a little longer than I planned, like I said, but a quick review on the Taurus TCP. I'm really impressed with it once again, and if you get a chance to pick one up inexpensively and you have a use for it, I would highly recommend it. Nice looking little pistol, works real well. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.